Oh, welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this right here. The Lakers sell for $10 billion. Incredible, folks. The Lakers sell for $10 billion. What an incredible number in a league that's dying. Wow. Okay, I guess we can believe this now. I mean, wow. I'm not trying to say the Lakers aren't worth that, but wow. I wouldn't buy the Lakers. The entire NBA is dying. It's literally dying, folks. I mean, what are you going to get out of this? They got Bronny in there. They're bringing Bryce in. LeBron James is retiring, and it's just going to be a circus act. These international players, they're not able to move the NBA needle. They're not. So I just thought it was kind of weird. I mean, I guess, I don't know, man. I would have spent $10 billion on this team. And it seemed like to me that maybe she sold this team because she can see what's coming in the future. She can see what's coming in the future with this team. And as far as the value isn't going to go up anymore. The value's not going to go up anymore. Now, I don't know how these sales are transacted or, how it even works. If they have to pay it all up front or they have to pay it through, time, whatever, I don't know. But that's a lot of money. $10 billion by a, I guess he's the owner of the Dodgers. How good are the Dodgers doing? MLB isn't, I wouldn't say that league is doing even as good as it was back in the days. Not the 2000s, not the 80s, not the 90s. The MLB? Wow, that's a lot of more to get that kind of money from. Just to hand over $10 billion? Wow, hopefully he didn't hand it all over at one time. Maybe he just got a loan from the bank and paid a quarter of it, half of it, whatever. I don't know, man. And I'm not trying to say the Lakers don't get money. The Lakers, they're always going to get money. It's the Lakers. And they got Luka there in the future. So, I'm just saying, man, the way sports is going, the decline of sports is awful. The decline of major league sports or major sports is just awful in the United States now. What is the future of the NBA that this guy has paid $10 billion for this organization? What's the future of the league? Hell, what's the future of the world? When you look at it, the damn whole world is going crazy. All these countries in the Middle East fighting, planes crashing, migrants flooding out other countries. And I've said this before. You could think, when you look at it, the demographic in the United States has changed so much that these people who have been flooding in here, they're going to have to support these leagues. And, most of these people that come to this country, their sport isn't basketball. Their main sport is like soccer. Just saying. The world sport is soccer. And that's why you can see why a lot of these leagues went down, because as far as viewership, because the people of old are not watching it no more. Or, they just don't exist no more. So anyway, that's a whole different story. But the NBA, I wouldn't buy a team for no $10 billion. I don't give a damn if it's the Lakers. I don't give a damn if it's the Lakers. That team ain't worth no $10 billion when I look in the future. And I think Jeanie Buss made a smart move. Take this team. Well, damn, how much is the team worth? If she sold majority ownership of the company, and she still has, some ownership in the company, got a lead. So I don't, I have to look into it. All I saw was the owner of the Dodgers bought the team, but he's probably going to be the majority owner. And it's probably going to be a whole bunch of other investors that, bought in. He probably didn't spend the whole $10 billion himself. I don't think anybody's that dumb. He might be that dumb, but I don't know if anybody's that dumb to put in $10 billion for themselves in a league that's dying. It's not too far off from the MLB. It's really not. I mean, once you get the Clown Act, LeBron James out of there, what do you have left? People's really going to... This is what they sold their league on for the last, I don't know, since he went to Miami, right? LeBron James went to Miami. They sold their league on LeBron James Clown Act, right? Team hopping, super team building, excuse making, in, a whole bunch of dumb stuff. So they have sold their league based on a clown act instead of greatness. Like before that, like Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. These guys weren't clown acts. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew them based on their greatness, on-court greatness. It wasn't no clown act. So what I'm trying to say is, what do you have left when LeBron leaves? Because you have sold this league for so long on a clown act. What's going to sell? You're trying to tell me you're going to go back to greatness now? That's going to be tough. They're going to have to start playing defense again. They're going to have to stop flopping when LeBron James retires. They're going to have to start playing like men again. Maybe you bring back positional basketball, stuff like that. But is that really in the future of the NBA with, them trying to bring in Bryce now? Is that really the future? Or is it just, LeBron retires and he just keeps saying dumb stuff on his podcast? Is that the future of the NBA? That now everybody's still going to talk about LeBron James on his podcast, and he's going to, just keep saying stupid stuff, even though he's not playing in the NBA. And the NBA is so uninteresting in the future when LeBron retires that people have to keep responding to what he's saying on his podcast just to make money or just to talk about the NBA. So I can see that. That's the only future of the NBA. Because that's all it is now. It's a bunch of subpar played basketball and one guy who came up short, way short, way short of the finish line and did it wrong is still the talk and the toast in the face of the NBA. That's that. And now it's hard for them to come back and do it like it always had been before LeBron James came in the NBA, because they have went the wrong way for so long. They went the wrong way as far as professional, competitive, winning the right way sports. So I don't know, man. We'll see what happens with the Lakers. It wouldn't surprise me whatever happens. It really wouldn't surprise me. If I was this owner, I'd be trying to, force LeBron James. I would buy him out. Here's your money. Get the hell out. Here's your son's money. Get the hell out. We don't need you. Okay, we can start with Luka, and I can bring somebody good over to play with Luka. What do I need LeBron James for? If I want to win, what do I need him for? If I want to get the team back to greatness, what do I need LeBron James and his son for? I got Luka. All I have to do is bring another good player over here, which ain't a super team, because it's just, he's playing with another Hall of Famer or what could be a Hall of Fame, whatever. And we do it from there. Whether you win or you lose, you still win. Because you're just going to continue to lose with LeBron James. He's not going back to another NBA Finals. Everybody knows that. He's done. Who watches the NBA Finals? Nobody. He knows that. That's why he can get more pub during the NBA Finals. That's why he knows he can get more pub and make more money not going to the NBA Finals. Right? That's what he knows. And why the hell would he want to go there and lose again? That would be 4-7. Right? Or, he would need Luka to carry him, and then they would be all over him. Oh, Luka got the MVP, you got carry, blah, 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 blah. No. Instead, what he's been doing is not competing when he comes to the playoffs. You can see this past year, Minnesota had no business beating that Lakers team. No business. Not at all. Okay? Not at all. So, he's making more money, not even going to the finals, not even seeing the championship, whether he plays for a whole season, comes back the next season, says a whole bunch of stuff in the offseason, says a whole bunch of dumb stuff during the NBA Finals. He's getting more pub and making more money, folks. But again, if I was a guy who wanted to win and I was serious about this franchise and I wanted to make Jeanie bust and the rest of these fools that ran this organization in the ground since LeBron James got there, I would buy him out. And I don't care. Oh, man, that's a lot of money. It don't matter. I will buy him out, get the hell out, and buy his son out, get the hell out. So we can get back to NBA basketball. Only person really digs this is the commissioner. He thinks all this LeBron stuff is funny, right? Because he don't have to put the rest of his guys' feet to the fire to sell the NBA. Sell the NBA. Yes, that's what these young guys need to be doing. They need to sell their league, the league that they get paid all this money for. You don't get paid just to play. You have to be able to entertain the people who pay you, not just on the court, but you got to make people want to watch, on TV. So I don't know, man. I really don't know. I think it's more sad than anything. I think it's more, it's sad more than any damn thing that, we might see this guy be able to play another 2 years. This guy has no life, man. Really has no life. And all this guy really cares about, I've never even seen nothing like it in my life. This guy cares more about money than integrity. You know what I'm saying? He cares more. And they say all this stuff like, yeah, this guy's worth $1 billion. And I'm like, okay, put it on the table. Well, he has stake in this. He has stock in that. Yeah, okay. Then why don't you retire? Why do you have to have a podcast? Why? Why? Because it's money. We all know it's a deep fake AI podcast, and he's not there with Steve Nash. But I'm just saying, why do you have to have a podcast? And why do you have to keep playing if you have $1 billion and you care about the game and pushing it forward? Why? Because of money. He wants to just keep getting money because he really don't have $1 billion, guys. He don't. If, let's just say he had $1 billion, right? He would have retired already. He could get his son. If he, trust me, if he wanted to get his son to the Lakers last year without even being there, he could have got him there. This league is weak as hell. It's not like he's coming in the 90s draft or the 2000s draft or anything like that. Right? He could have got his son in still with him not being there. So I'm just saying, he if he has $1 billion, he should have retired already. He's got all his so-called investments that makes him worth $1 billion. And that's a key word. Worth, or do you have $1 billion? Anyways, let's go with the narrative that he's got, the lie, the story that he done made $1 billion off of losing. Nobody even buys this guy's shoes, his clothes, nothing. But again, this guy is worth $1 billion, folks. And they'll tell you Rich Paul is worth all them hundreds of millions. I'm like, really? He don't even have any big time clients. He's got a couple, but he don't have, big time. Let's just say he don't have the big time stars from all these different sports. He don't. He got a few NBA players. Who's the biggest one he had? Anthony Davis and LeBron James? He gets 15%. I mean, where he get all them hundreds of millions of dollars from? I don't know about that, folks. It seems like they could just tell anybody anything and be like, okay. So anyways, if he had $1 billion, he could have his investments. He's got $1 billion. He's just making more money. Stuff like that, guys. This guy don't have $1 billion. That's why he keeps coming back. He brought his sons in. He pimping his own damn son in Clutch Sports. They got to get 15% from Bronny. I mean, they pimping the dude. Pimping his own son, bro. That's just crazy. Pimping his own son for money. And somebody told me they weren't even his kids. They were just they adopted them kids. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave that alone. I'm gonna let somebody come out with that later because I don't really have no facts about that. But you know what I'm saying? That's what I heard. But I'm gonna leave it alone. But it's just funny. None of them had any of his genetics. None of them. And Bronny, he looks more like his mama than his daddy, really. And Bryce don't look like LeBron James. So, with all these athletes always having children that don't even look like them. It's crazy. Like you might have, I don't know, you might have like 3 kids. Say you might have 3 kids and one of them looks more like the mom. Exactly. But the majority of the time, your kids look like you and the mom, or the kids might look like, totally like the mother, or the son might look totally like the father. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, what's up with these athletes and they don't look nothing like their children? It's weird. You take the Scottie Pippins and I don't see nothing in Scottie Pippen's sons that look like him. They look more like Laura, so whatever her name is. Now, when I look at Michael Jordan's sons, I'm like, what? It's weird because none of them look like the parents, period. They don't look like none of their parents. They don't look like Michael Jordan, and they don't look like, I forget that lady's name. But I don't know, man. They don't look nothing like Michael Jordan or the wife. It's weird. It's other ones I just can't remember. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. This is you just don't know what's gonna happen in the NBA. But like I said, you know, they talking about she's some chair member. I don't know what the hell they're saying. Something still with the Lakers. Shit, 10 billion? You won't even see me again. Ain't nothing. I'm gonna try to be with the Lakers. I'm gonna go somewhere and chill. I'm just go somewhere and chill. But like, how much is that team even worth? So they sold for 10 billion, and that guy's a majority owner, and she still has ownership in the team. I'm like, damn. What is the team really worth? I'm guessing maybe 15. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think the team will ever lose no money. They'll always sell tickets, sell merch, whatever like that. You really don't have any more. A lot of them fans, I always tell you, aren't even real NBA fans. They don't hold these players to a standard for nothing. I'm like, I'm not going to see you. I'm paying for season tickets, and you're not playing defense. You're low managing. No, not me. I'm not paying for them tickets. Not only do I got to pay for tickets, I got to pay $50 for parking, all this crazy stuff per game. I guess you can get a deal if you get season tickets, but I'm just saying you got to pay all that money, you know, for gas. You got to pay, you know, I ain't gonna complain about gas, but you know what I'm saying, food, drinks. You got to pay for all that stuff at the game. So I wouldn't do it. Not with the standard these guys, you know, follow. Their standard is like real juvenile to me. I don't see grown men out there playing basketball. I don't see competitive men out there playing basketball. But like I said, you ain't gonna get away with that in LA. Or my fault, you can. My fault. It's the other way around. You can't get away with that in LA. Then people won't even show up. Or will. I keep getting it mixed up. You can get away with it in LA because there's so many rich people, they're gonna show up anyway. They just want to see entertainment. A lot of them people aren't real basketball fans. They're fans, they just want to see entertainment. That's why you always have, I want to say all of them. I'm not trying to say all of them, right? But they've been spoiled for so long. A lot of them have just turned into people who just want to see entertainment. Because there's also a lot of rich people there in LA, right? In other places, say like, you know, I ain't trying to put nobody on the spot, but let's just say Milwaukee, right? Them some hard blue collar workers. So, you know, they're not going to waste money to see shenanigans. The shenanigans that LeBron James brings. If you don't win a championship, okay, you didn't win a championship. But if you're loaded and you got all this help and, you know, you got all these great players and you're coming up short, making the play in, getting swept, losing 4-1, making all these trades, doing all this stuff every year. No, these people don't have that type of money to spend for you to be with the shenanigans like that. But in LA, they have the money to spend. They're rich. They can deal with the shenanigans. Because again, most of them people are just there to see entertainment. You heard a lot that a lot of Laker fans, they stopped being fans of the team. They stopped watching because they were sick of the shenanigans. So they got the hell out. So yeah, man, it's a good time, man. A lot of places in LA are closing, man. A lot of places in the United States is closing. I'm watching a lot of places just closing up. Nobody's spending money no more. Nobody's doing nothing anymore. And you know, that Dodgers guy, well, the owner of the Dodgers, he might have just bought the team to throw some debt into the team. That's what a lot of these people do when they get a lot of debt. They'll buy another company, to throw debt into that company. Well, they'll buy another company that ain't doing good, and they won't be doing good, but they'll buy another company that ain't doing good to throw their debt in that company and then claim bankruptcy. Although I don't know if the Lakers aren't there. I don't know what kind of debt they're in, if they're in any kind of debt. I don't see how they could be in any debt anyways with all those teams, and they profit share, they do all this stuff and split money in the NBA. So I don't know what kind of debt they could be in. They're probably not, but who knows, man? We only know what they tell us. We only know what they tell us. Okay, so let's talk. We can talk about that a little bit more in a minute, but I guess we'll talk about this game tonight. Goodness God, it's like the NBA Finals is on vacation. I think this Finals right here might be the death blow. And I just put out that video a minute ago about the NBA Finals being dead. And this right here, the way Adam Silver done stretch this thing out, this might be the death blow. Whether they win tonight or go to Game 7, it might be the death blow to where people, they'll just stop watching the NBA Finals. This might be this might come back to haunt them. Hold on. Yeah, this might come back to haunt them. Because the way they stretch these games out, and you see what's been going on. It's been more entertainment about the NBA going on in between NBA games than the actual finals. And it's not the guys who's playing. It's not really their fault. It's the NBA and the people they sell the NBA to, the ESPNs and the Foxes and stuff. They're not promoting the game, guys, in between games. And they have, a big opportunity, and they have big platforms now because of social media to be doing that. And they're not. I mean, somebody say something like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't wait until the next game. I'm going to give you the business. Can they talk? Can they be competitive? Can something happen? Because if you're not able just to sell the game to us by on-court play, now the media has to be selling us the game too. But if they're not going to do it, you're going to have to do it off the court. Say something crazy. You guarantee a win. Something. You guarantee, Halliburton, I guarantee we're going to win these next 2 games. Say that. And then do it with a hurt ankle. I mean, where's it at, guys? You can't even sell your own damn league. But you're getting paid all the tens of millions of dollars, and you can't even help sell your own league? Which I keep saying, I don't know where they get this money from in a dying league that nobody's watching. In a dying league that nobody's watching. And from what I know, this has been some of the worst NBA Finals since the bubble in 2020. That's what I heard. They got some of the worst ratings since the bubble. So yeah, now you got this Jeanie bust thing. Lakers again. Okay, they were just talking about LeBron James for the past couple days. Him saying dumb stuff. And then you have, the Kevin Durant trade. That's been going, they talk more about everything else. They talk about damn Desmond Bane. Who the hell cares about Desmond Bane? Has he ever even made an all-star team? Not trying to say he's not a good player, but God, he's not a superstar. Oh, where's this going to take Orlando? I don't know. He's not a superstar. I mean, he's a good player. Let's just say he's a good role player. That's what he is. Maybe he did make an all-star team. I don't know. I don't remember seeing him. Let me know if he did. I damn sure don't remember seeing him this year. But yeah, they're talking about Desmond Bane. They don't talk about the finals, man. This should be SGA, selling the NBA Finals. You supposed to have this trio, this big 3 with Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, and SGA is supposed to be a big 3. It's supposed to be one of the most historic teams. And nobody cares. Well, who's going to be on the call next year? Because I guess they said Doris Burke is gone after this year. It's going to be interesting who ESPN is going to fit in there. Who I think it's going to be? It's going to be Jay Billis. I think it's going to be Jay Billis. Now, that wouldn't bother me. That would not bother me at all. I'm just hoping. We just want LeBron James to be gone because we don't want to hear Jay Billis lie. Jay Billis, he's not known for that. He would always give you the business when he was calling college games. Right? He'd give you the honesty. We'll give you honesty, but at the same time, he was funny and stuff like that. So we'll see if they put him on the call next year. I think they will. I think they'll end up putting him on the call next year and replace Doris Burke. She probably was under some kind of contract that they couldn't pull her. You know, they remember they got rid of a lot of good guys because they couldn't afford to pay nobody. And somebody told me that the comment the other day, oh no, ESPN is worth all this money. They're worth blah blah blah. This is the era of cheap labor, man. These people are gonna try to do whatever they can to get the cheapest welfare workers like Kendrick Perkins, whatever this grizzly looking dude is that be on the pregame show on the NBA, be like Stephen A. Smith, Big Dummy Perk, whatever that guy's name is. He's not good. I think he's not great. He's you know what I'm saying, he's solid. He's a solid dude. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of stuck in the middle. He can't be like good or great, you know, because Stephen A. Smith's personality and, you know, Big Dummy Perk, you know, you're always gonna say some foolish stuff. But, you know, he's a solid analyst or whatever like that. But I don't know if he's even gonna be around next year. We'll see what happens. He might be. He's not a play-by-play guy anyways. But that's who I think. I don't think they're gonna go out and get nobody big. They want another welfare worker. And Jay Billis, he's not a welfare worker. He's been at ESPN and doing the college thing. Woof. It seemed like I was a kid, man. It seemed like I was a kid when Jay Billis started that. Yeah, and everybody always had respect for Jay Billis. But to see him come on there and start, you know, butt sucking LeBron James, it was sad to see that, you know, if you want to paycheck Jay Billis, you're going to have to suck LeBron's butt. That's what he did. That's exactly what he did. And, like I said, we'll see what happens, man. The NBA, this, to me, this will be their death blow. And it's not going to help if they go to a Game 7. It's not. It's not. Because they're going to play this. You know what'll be so bad about it? They'll play this game tonight on Thursday, right? And if it goes to a Game 7, it'll be bad. Because I think today will be a better day for them to close it out. Because people haven't seen the NBA since, what was it, Monday? So we're like, oh, whew, thank God it's back. But if they go to all the way until Monday, I don't think, well, if it goes to Game 7 on Monday, I don't think it's going to be highly watched. I just don't. I just don't, folks. I just don't. Maybe you do. I just don't. Even though Game 7 is, you know, appealing, I could be wrong. Either way, I do think this is, you know, the NBA has given themselves a death blow. Because they've stretched this thing out so far that I don't think anybody's going to care as much next year. Unless it's two big names. They for what? You know, how much shenanigans will LeBron be doing next year with his son? You know his son's going to play more. I mean, I don't understand why the NBA hasn't tried its best to get its best teams in the finals to sell their league. Instead, they always want a 1 in an 8, 1 in a 6, 1 in a, you know what I'm saying? They always want these weird number teams instead of the best teams. You know what I'm saying? We should be looking at OKC and we should be looking at the Cavs. Damn, at worst, Denver. At worst, New York Knicks. Who was the second place? And who was the second place in the East? Oh, Boston. It should be Boston. We get this stuff in the NFL all the time, folks. A 1 and a 1, a 1 and a 2, a 2 and a 2. What is this trash that they're always coming with? A 1 in a damn 8, a 1 in a 6. Oh, you know what I'm saying? We didn't see all this stuff back in the days. The best teams played each other. To me, the best teams are 1 through 3. I know this is a 4. That 4 wasn't the best team in the league, folks. They weren't better than Boston. They wasn't better than the Cavs all season. I don't care about some, you know, they laid down and you know, gambled their money with Vegas and won. so you fools can watch this trash that you're watching now. No offense to any fans. I'm just saying, to me, it's trash. The good teams the best teams are supposed to be playing the best teams. I mean, just stop it. So OKC better close this one out. I mean, anything can happen in Game 7. Close it out. And I'm thinking the Pacers don't want to go back to OKC. Tell me what you think.